everyone, I'm Karen and welcome back to my channel. I know, it's only been like a week or so, which is not very long for me. Today I want to talk about The Girl King by Mimi Yu. I got this copy at a Golangs preview, I think sometime in 2019, so I have had this book for a while. Finally got around to reading it and I have thoughts for you. So The Girl King centers on two sisters, Lu and Min. They're both princesses and from a very young age they've known what their kind of destiny in life is. Lu is going to be the very first female ruler of the kingdom, whereas Min has always kind of been in her shadow. However, at the ceremony where their father is going to announce his successor, he kind of pulls the rug from under both of them and appoints their cousin Set as his heir and the future emperor. As you can probably tell, Lu is not very happy with this, especially because her and Set don't get on. And she wants to prove herself and become the ruler herself, and through a you know, some shenanigans she kind of gets framed, and she has to flee and find an army somewhere to take back her throne. This is the classic girl gets cheated out of inheritance and needs to win it back story. In general, I think plot-wise there weren't that many twists for me. Quite a lot of it I kind of saw coming, but I think for me the thing that stood out was the characters. I really enjoyed how unlikable like both Lu and sometimes Min were. There's a lot of betrayal, there's a lot of intrigue, there's a lot of politics, and those are the things that I really enjoyed about the book. It had a bit of a slow start for me. It's not short, but especially the last third I found really engaging and I really enjoyed. I think I rated it about 3 stars just because it took me a long time to actually care about the characters, which to me is a shame. I think Lu was quite straightforward. It's the kind of heroine that we have seen somewhere else before. However, I really liked Min. Min was probably my favourite out of the two sisters. She's a bit of like an anti-heroine by the end, but in a way you kind of see that she is a product of her upbringing. She's a product of, you know, how she has been nurtured. So that was really interesting to see. There's a third POV character who is Nogai. He is a shapeshifter. He's the last of his tribe, and basically by accident Lu comes across him and the two of them form this kind of uneasy alliance. For her, she needs his help to find an army and to, you know, reclaim her throne, whereas for him, because of the kind of whole situation of the two of them coming across each other, the man that kind of raised him is in danger, and so he wants to save him. So they all have their own motives, and I really enjoyed the setup. I like the setup of the countries. I like the setup of the magic system. This is the first book. There's going to be at least one other that's going to come out in 2021. I do think I'm going to read the second one because by the end of this I was like, I need to know more. So you just need to get through the first third to nearly half of the book, which took me quite a while, to be honest. But by the end of it I was kind of really into it. I finished, I think, about this much in like one afternoon, just one go, just one big sit through, so that was pretty good. As before, I usually read on my lunch breaks, which means I don't have that much time to have like big chunks of reading, so I do wonder that if I would reread this kind of in 1 or 2 sittings, if I would kind of get into the pace more. I really did love the world building. This is an Own Voices Asian inspired fantasy, and I really like the different peoples, how the different tribes and the different factions were kind of really well described. That was something that I really enjoyed. I also really like how the magic kind of progresses, especially again the last third. We get to this mythical city called Eunice, where Lu wants to find you know, an army and allies, and all of that and how the city still exists. the myth surrounding it, that I found really, really interesting. So I would still recommend it. I still really enjoyed it. Just be prepared for characters that are not super likable, but in a way that I quite enjoyed that. I like characters that are grey, that do things that you're like, oh, why are you doing this? That kind of makes it more fun for me. So all in all, I think if you are looking for an Own Voices Asian inspired fantasy, something that is familiar yet different, then I do definitely think that you should give The Girl King a try. I'm definitely going to be reading the second book because especially the last third was my favourite of the book, and I really want to know what happens to these characters, especially Min. I really like Min, okay? She's a bit whiny in the beginning, but then she kind of finds herself and her strength and her power, both figuratively and literally, and that was a really satisfying, you know, kind of journey for me. Do let me know down below in the comments if you've read The Girl King, or if you'd want to read The Girl King, or if you'd read a book similar to The Girl King. I think that's going to be it for this week. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll talk to all of you very soon. Bye.